And for those of you who maybe were not here last Monday, HunYuan is this idea of Primordial Qigong. So primordial is this word that describes or suggests the thing that existed before we started describing it, before we started all the yin and yang, all the movement and energy and descriptions and trapping things with our pigeonholes, our words. So what is the origin of all things? We're doing a practice that takes us back there. So you might think of it as inner silence or some state before all the things of the world come in and make us feel all cloudy and confused. And the idea with HunYuan Qigong is it's a slow practice. It's a very quiet practice. And we have moments to, in between each form where we'll just be still. We'll just be enjoying just standing and listening and being attentive to whatever is going on. Just gonna mute the sound. Let's start just with a little just warm up for our joints anyway. We'll just get things moving a little bit because the actual practice of HunYuan is quite, yeah, very subtle. Okay, we'll bring our feet under hips. Just let your arms be heavy. You might like to take just a few conscious breaths in your own time. Just giving ourselves all the time we need to land into practice on this day. We'll start with our lower body today. You might like to bring your hands up to the hips and just lift one heel and then float onto the other heel. So shift your weight side to side. You might only come a millimeter off the ground. See if you can explore every corner of the foot as you come down. Notice how your breath is connecting with this movement. Often when we shift our balance, we tend to hold our breath. So you might like to explore inhaling to prepare for the movement and then sighing out as you press and lift the heel. Scan through the head, the jaw, just notice if there's any tension or tightness in your upper body. And I'll do one more each side. And then hands can come down, shake it out. Okay, let's float our arms up in front of the body, no higher than shoulder height. Take a breath in and just sigh it out. Let's do a few more. Last one. We'll take our arms up above the head. You might like to grab a hold of the thumb. We'll take a breath in and then sigh out. Draw that thumb across. Keep pressing through both feet. Come up tall. Take a breath. Tuck in your chin. Switch thumbs. And then just slowly open out. Let your body ease into the movement. And we'll do two more each side. And let's come back up and we'll take our palms down, rolling the shoulders. And then we're going to just take one arm behind the body and then the other. See if you can keep your toes, your knees, your hips all kind of facing towards the front. So we're rolling back through our shoulders more than our waist. You might like to follow the fingers with your eyes. Or you might just keep all your attention under the feet. Lower body is heavy. One more time each side. And shaking it out, arms, shake out legs. One last little warm up. We'll curl our elbows and wrists in, tuck in our chin. Curl the spine, take a big breath. Then we'll sigh out and open out. Keep going in your own time. You might like to just imagine inviting in oxygen all around the spine. Keeping our attention back under the feet. And the last one. Arms can come down. So we're going to start today's HunYuan practice with just a short static meditation in front of each of the 3 dantians that we use in HunYuan practice. You might remember that the lower dantian is where your perineum is, right at the base of our body. In yogi, we would call it a root chakra. Our middle dantian is just below our belly button in this part of our body, and our upper dantian is towards our third eye. So we're just going to do a static meditation, just holding energy towards each of these energy centers in our body before we do any other movement. Our upper dantian will start. So just bring your palms in as if they're facing towards your body. In front of your heart and lungs, in front of your third eye, right between the eyebrows. Fingers might be slightly apart. Energy turned in from palms towards the body. You might like to focus on your breath. Third eye point is the acupressure point called yin tang. Bring your attention there, focusing energy inwards. Your monkey mind takes you to the thought, arms are heavy. If you can just notice that thought, maybe take 1 or 2 more breaths without any effort. You might just take your attention to the feet, back to the third eye point. And then we'll slowly bring our palms down. Second static meditation will draw our palms in towards the belly. Fingers are pointing in. See if you can take your breath right under the belly. Diaphragm lifts as our belly expands. And we'll take 3 more breaths here. And slowly taking the hands down. And our third dantian is that perineum focused one underneath the body. So just bring your attention into that part of the body. You might feel the sit bones draw up just a little. You want to feel like energy is coming up from the base of our feet, underneath the ball of our foot, up into our body from the ground. Lower body is stable. Energy is drawing up. Taking 1 more breath. And then we'll sigh out. Okay, first form in HunYuan is for cleansing the body. And just take your time with this. You might start with attention underneath the feet, pressing through toes. We're going to start with our attention on our Laogong point, directly in the middle of the palm. If you're not sure where it is, curl in your longest finger into the center of your palm, and wherever it meets is where your Laogong is. It's the 8th point on the pericardium meridian. And we're going to see if we can draw energy from the earth as we take our palms up and then turn them to lift up. Don't need to look up. And then at the top of the breath, we're going to sigh out and sink all the energy down, heavy, just to our middle dantian. From here, we expand, inviting in new energy, and then we sigh out and sink all the way down, emptying out. When the next breath comes, lift, turn the palms, inviting in heavens or sky, and then sighing out. Inviting in a new breath, emptying out heaviness down below the feet. So keep going. Find a rhythm with your own breath. The practice of deep listening and attention, and if you feel your mind wandering, just bring it back to the next breath. No judgment, no right or wrong, good or bad, succeeding or failing. Let's do one more. And we'll clear and settle our energy. Drawing palms back to the dantian. Might tell yourself, I am home. I have arrived. You might notice heart rate slowing or blood pressure dropping. So many things happen when we're still. This is when our immune system functions, also when our digestion kicks into gear. Our body healing itself. After cleansing, we start to gather up energy into our body, into each of the three dantians again, starting with our upper dantian. We'll draw in a big embrace energy from all the world in towards our third eye. And then we store it in the body. Keep your attention right in between the eyebrows if you can. Feel like you're gathering up all the energy of the universe. And we'll come down to our middle dantian, gathering in, storing. And into our lower dantian, bring the little fingers together, turn the palms up. Feel like we're drawing energy into the perineum. And then we store it in the body. Feel like you're drawing energy from underneath the feet, up the inside of the legs. Sit bones might lift. Last one. Now we settle and store the energy. Arriving back into stillness. Next form, let's bring our palms together. Let's create a little bit of heat. We're going to bring our attention back to our labrum point in the middle of our palm. Drop your elbows heavy. Turn your hands in towards each other. See if you can bring attention down to that middle dantian. As you're breathing, take your focus outside of your skin, in between the palms. See if you can feel that sense of energy beyond our skin. We always think we can hide our energy from others. We can hide what we're thinking, whether we're focused or distracted. But most people know when we're truly present, when we're truly listening. Maybe we're not as clever as we think we are. We're going to start to turn this ball of energy between our palms. So just get a sense for it being there. You might feel it expand with each breath, maybe. We'll gently roll, maybe right hand over, left hand under. Keep rolling the ball, maybe all the way around, so left hand on top, right hand underneath. And then we're going to start to take the palms out to the side again and roll our ball of energy forward. Small circles, keeping attention between the palms. And we might like to change direction, reverse the movement, roll the ball back. And then we'll slowly draw the palms down. Let's settle, store the energy in the body. Next set of tones is for opening and closing each dantian. We start by taking our palms towards each other in front of the body. As we open out, we're going to lean forward, lean our weight towards the toes. And then as we sigh out, we're going to shift our weight back over the heels, drawing the palms together. Find your own rhythm, moving with the breath. Body gently rocking forward and back. Doesn't matter how far you lean, just shift your weight. Now we move to the middle dantian. Opening and closing. Find every corner of the foot. And then our lower dantian, opening, drawing energy up and in. And closing. Feel your body rise and expand. And then we store. Settle. And arrive back in stillness. Every time we arrive back into stillness, I invite you to just notice how you feel. You might scan through the body. You might just listen. You might follow the pattern of your breath. In the next one, we move our energy towards our heart and lungs, the sun and moon of our body. You might like to just warm up palms again. And just place them on the body. Take a breath or two. we're going to bring our knuckles together and just flick out any loose energy along the sternum. And then we'll bring our palms back towards heart and lungs. And we'll start just with taking small circles, clockwise direction. Keep the energy between palm and body. And then we'll change direction, reverse the circles. Fingers come back to the sternum. And we settle and store the energy. Might just do one more form today. This one we come into a bow stance. So take one leg in front, bend that knee, stack the knee over the ankle. And we're going to bring our attention back in between the palms, leaning back, and then leaning forward, and just take the ball behind the body, and then in front. Shift your weight. Both knees stay bent. Don't lock the joints in the legs. We're lifting the toes as we lean back. Pressing into the toes as we lean forward. Let's change directions. Stepping the feet together. Switch to the other side. changing directions. Stepping the feet back together. Underneath the hips. We'll settle and store the energy. Let's bring our palms together. Create last little bit of heat for this practice. And you might like to take the hands up to the face, the neck as well. Maybe even a comb through the hair. And we'll join our palms together at heart center. Being a Monday morning, you might like to make an intention for the week ahead. Maybe something simple, just being open to change, to whatever happens, without resistance. As we always do, let's bow to each other, acknowledging shared energy of practice each day.